Hi guys, welcome back to The Lazy Redhead. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I added a box. I think it's this way. I added a subscribe little button here. Click it. This week, we're out and about. In order to kick this beautiful video off, I'm gonna swing by myself from the past and she's gonna catch you up. So I'll see you back here in just a jiffy. Hi guys, I'm out and about and the focus is trees yet again. But I am determined to make progress. I really thought you'd enjoy coming out with me and just getting some nature-inspired inspo, mark making, colours. Bought the Derwent soluble, I think it's charcoal, and 2 pencils, really lightweight, loads of sketchbooks. So I'll keep you abreast as we go along, really. This is pencil. Really wanted to kind of concentrate on mark making. One of the things that I do, if I'm going out with the intention of mark making, I will just work in monochrome. And the reason is because colour can be distracting. It is the only way forward because you just want to look at the colour and then you can't see the wood through the trees. You get it? Pun intended. By the way, I know there's a lot of inspiration out there and I think it was a great walk to go on. I think it's called Drake's Pass and you kind of have to go through this like weird woodland. You know, it's this weird atmospheric woodland. It was cold but the sun was beaming and there was like this mist kind of coming up from the ground and with the backdrop of those moss green trees. It just couldn't get more inspirational if it tried, I think. I mean, it could have done if I was in a pair of shorts and it was like 30 odd degrees outside, but then I would just be moaning that I was sweaty and hot. I think it's a British thing. We never seem to be happy. Do you know what I mean? This is me kind of really practicing with those Derwents. I think they are charcoal Derwent. I think me and Daisy spoke about it a while ago and I remember on like one of my first vlogs, I think it was like vlog 4, and I'd expressed my interest in actually purchasing some. We're now on like vlog 36, I don't know, 36, 37, you know what I mean? It takes me so long to make decisions sometimes, but these are stunning. That was the first time actually I properly used them because I've been so tied up with the old art graft, as you would have seen. I absolutely love the colours on that. Again, mark making. Now, when I say monochrome, even like this could be considered sort of monochrome. I would call it more neutral. Although I love it, it's still too much colour for mark making. So try, people, if you're going to go out and do a bit of the old mark making, keep it monochrome. Husband's on the phone, so... Can you hear him? He's meant to be working as my cameraman, but I'm doing my own cameraing today. See you in a moment. Those like bush thingies, oh, I know it's like tree day, but just to kind of get some interest in like the foreground, I'm always on the hunt. I would have spent so much longer there had it not been for the old, you know, Pooch, the studio dog. Nightmare. She did all right though. She did fine, but equally nightmare. My husband trying to convince me that camping right at the top of that hill, that's what the tent's for. What does a tent need to be made out of? Steel? So my hair doesn't get blown away.
But that's where if you did get wet, you'd be able to dry your clothes up there pretty fast, wouldn't you?
It's like an encyclopedia for problem solving in situations that I'm afraid I don't need to be putting myself into.
Starfish at the top of the hill.
Starfish. It's ridiculous.
T-shirt above your head.
This is why you're very seldom invited to these outings, other than the fact that I didn't know how to get here. We are making progress. A little bit of progress.
You want me to go the other side and then you can film yourself that side? That way you'll have the view instead of just...
Green?
Yeah.
They love green. You guys love green, don't you? I love green. Plus it goes with my hair. My backdrop. I saw this on the way up from the walk and I thought, I've got to sit down and capture that. It was just this tree and it was bare on one side and then all like these huge branches just sticking out one side. And it just seems so odd, and I quite like the oddity in that, because translating it into paint or, you know, a drawing or anything, it just looks weird, doesn't it? I like the weird and wonderful, as you know. I took the information, I got some notes down, and I didn't take any photos because that was a rule of mine, not to take photos. But when editing this video, I pick up on more, so it's just brilliant, isn't it? And continue the whole black and white theme to start with anyway, because you know what I'm like. This week embodies that need to kind of, for me, that need to go out and find more stuff and bring it back and just observe. It also is really great getting out and about for like your mental health. The stresses of everyday life, everyone has a stress of some sort within their life. What I have been taking to do, and I think you might find it useful, and if you do the same, let me know, comment, is taking my sketchbook to like bed. Got any time I've got to create, think about creating in all its glory, I'm there. I get my basket of just delights, and I'm sure loads of people have one of these, but for me it's kind of a bit of a revelation. I know, I'm just behind you all. I'm behind on so much stuff. I've got so much to learn. But this is a new development for me and it has really changed my practice, and I think about focusing on one thing, and I'm telling you now, I'm getting some amazing results. You would have seen this on my community page. Might have another one in there actually. Yep. Inspiration for days. So I did the ground. So everything you see behind the trees was done and ready for me to kind of work on. And then I just went in with the trees. All of these pieces were done with a mixture of Faber-Castell polychrome pencils and the Lightfast pencils. I just think they're quite scratchy. You can layer them. They are very, very pricey, I have to say, but they have proven brilliant because they're dry, they're clean, other than the shavings. Then I made the grave mistake of taking a bit of paper and trying to recreate it rather than reimagining it, right? Now there's bits about it that I like, but it's too perfect. That whole thing again coming back, because it was on a separate piece of paper and it wasn't in the safe place that is my sketchbook. And I was like, oh, separate piece of paper. Oh, it ended up being too perfect. Just to give you a kind of visual comparison, because I think it's really difficult. Look at the kind of playfulness. There's no committing, there's just kind of getting colour in and right now, look at this one. See what I mean? Trying way too hard. Bloody useless. It kind of made me annoyed because I felt like I had gone back to square one regarding the whole fear of anything outside a sketchbook. And I'm hoping, right, to kind of start this beast up again. I love it, but obviously this is all in aid of that. This is like one of the many phases, as you already got, you guys know if you've been here for a while, the amount of phases that it takes to get from A to B. Well, there we go. Thank you guys for joining me this week. The response from the art graph review, fantastic. I felt the love. I felt the appreciation, and I didn't know if it's going to work because obviously I've never done that before, but it really, really performed really well. So I'll definitely be doing more fabulous videos like that, and I want to beef them out with getting out and about and taking you guys to new places and doing new stuff. Obviously, if you haven't already and you did like this video, like it and subscribe it. There's a lot of crazy on this channel, and I would apologize, but it's kind of why we're all here, you know? So there we go. I'll see you next week, guys. Keep creating, capture that crazy, and just project the crazy out. the world. We need more of it. Thanks, guys.